have the privilege and the honor of introducing two very special Minnesota hockey players. Who here has seen the movie Miracle? A lot of people. Do anyone know, this is a trivia question, who scored the first goal against the Russians? Dylan?
Buzz Schneider.
Weird coincidence. We've got the real Buzz Schneider right here, and we also have his son, Billy, who played him in the movie.
I grew up just like almost all you kids did. These little kids here. I grew up in a small town in the Iron Range, and there wasn't much to do, and it was all outside hockey for us. So we all went to the outside rink every day, weekends from 8 to 5. And how we learned is we learned playing with the bigger kids. The older kids would teach the bigger kids how to play, and if you wanted to get picked high, you had to play really well. So we'd help teach each other how to go through the process. And we did that every year as long as I could remember. And they never had wind chill. It was an outside rink, and so we just played all the time. And I was lucky enough to have a good coach that looked out for me, but you had to perform for me. You had to work really hard and play well. And like I said, I played well enough to earn a scholarship at the University of Minnesota. And I started out at defense there, and after the first 2 weeks, Herbie says, Buzzy, I'm putting you back up front. We need to score some goals. And I was lucky, and when he recruited me and when I was at the University of Minnesota, a lot of coaches used to come around and said, Buzz, you'll be on the first line, you'll be on the second line until this other guy graduates. He said, I'll tell you what, all I'm going to give you an opportunity to play on my team, the best guy's going to play at the best position. So it's all up to you guys. And that's how I kind of look with all the coaches I played for. If anybody promises you something, they're really not. I mean, if you got an opportunity to play, make the best of it. Like, you guys got a great opportunity here. I mean, you guys go to, you go to school, you can play hockey. I think that's really neat. I would have kind of liked to did that. Like Herb Brooks used to tell us, make sure your mind's going 100 miles an hour, but your legs are under control so you can understand the game. And you know, it's not easy. I mean, there's so many opportunities for you kids. You don't have to play hockey. You can do everything else. And you got to sacrifice. It's what you see in the Olympics that we did in 2 weeks in Lake Placid. That wasn't just 2 weeks, geez, we just got lucky and throw the dice. That was 15, 20 years of hard work. I was 25 at the time, and we had 3 kids on our team that were 19 years old, just getting out of high school. In fact, one graduated. First half of the year, he played JV at the University of Minnesota. Herbie didn't have him up. They won the national championship that year. The next year, we won the Olympic gold medal. And another player, Kenny Morrow, was 20, and he went from our Olympic team to win 5 Stanley Cups with the New York Islanders. So it's not easy, but you got to work. They picked the Olympic team back in 1980. There was 80 of us guys, but Herbie knew who the 20 guys that he wanted, but he wanted 6 extra guys because he said, I don't want, if somebody lays an egg, you guys don't play like you should, I'm going to bring somebody else up, so I have to cover my tail too. He says, I came here to win. I didn't come here to be nice to everybody. He worked us really hard, and I know Billy can talk about the movie, but when we skated in the movie, I mean, what you guys saw, what was the short version? We actually skated for 50 minutes. I mean, it was, guys were throwing up in the corners, but we were older. I mean, you don't do that to young kids, but guys like us, he could do that too, because we understood what he wanted us to achieve. But also, he gave us our space a little bit too, because on the Olympic year, we never had a curfew. First team I've ever played on in my life, we never had a curfew, because if you went out, try to take advantage, go out and doing some party, I mean, you're just hurting yourself. I mean, you're going to cut yourself is what's going to happen. So he said, just go to bed early, take care of yourself. And we used to take care of each other too. We used to help each other along because we were all in the same boat. And the way we looked at it is, if the rest of the team played well, and we could get more recognition, because everybody wanted to play in the National Hockey League. So the easiest way that we thought we could, we play each other, help each other out. It makes the other guy look good and makes me look good. So that's how we approached it during the year. We started off, we tied the third best team in the world, the Swedes, 2-2. Then we played the Czechs, which was the second best, and we blew them out 7-3. That's when we knew things were going to happen. I mean, Herb wouldn't let us tell us what was going to happen, but we knew we were in the hunt for medal. Then we ended up playing West Germany and then Norway. And we always had to come back for each game that we played. We were behind every game, I think, until the third period. But we played, we were so well conditioned, and we listened to him because he knew what was going on. He always put the carrot in front of us to tell us, okay, the Russians, they can be beat. He started saying that after the first game we tied the Swedes in the tournament. So we knew we had an opportunity to beat them. And but I'll tell you, the last 10 minutes of the Russian game, we're all older guys, right? And I was 25, some guys were 19. The last 10 minutes when we were ahead in the game, shifts were supposed to be 40 seconds. Honest to God, they're only like 30. We wanted to get off the ice as quick as we could because we didn't want to be on ice when the other team scored, because we knew we were going to catch it. on the bench when we got off the ice. So we kept it really short, and then after we ended up beating the Russians, I remember vividly in the locker room the next day, all these sticks and autographs were coming in, so we were sitting there signing sticks in the locker room thinking thought we did something really good. And he came in and he says, what are you guys doing? You guys aren't good enough. He said, you haven't won nothing. He said, get those sticks out of here. So the trainer came in, took all the sticks out, we went out and practiced. That was the hardest practice we had the whole season. Then we went out and played the Finns for the gold medal game on that Sunday, and again we were down 2-1, and we ended up coming back from behind and beating them. But he was a smart coach. I mean, you got to listen to your coach because they're the ones that can help you, but you on the ice, you're the ones that have to play and put the puck in the net and back check. And I know for your younger players, I know Herb always used to say, it's not what you do with the puck. He said, when scouts watch these players, he said, they look for the guys who don't have the puck and see what they do. And so you don't have to have the puck and score all the time. They look at a lot of different things, so they don't look at one particular thing. And I'll tell you, we just wanted to win a hockey game and play the best teams in the world, and fortunately we did win, and it opened up a lot of doors that we were never looking for. I mean, they were doing movies, we were walking red carpets. God, I don't know what else. We're trying to figure out, maybe we can land on the moon, I don't know, but every year something comes along and says, geez, do you believe we're doing this? I mean, none of us did. We never thought all the attention that we're still getting today ever had any impact on us. But we're all real close guys. We all still stay in contact, and we all email each other. But we all get along, and I think next year they're going to bring all the families of all of our teams, all of our players, and all of our children out to Lake Placid. So I'm looking forward to that. Like after the Olympics, I was 25, and at the time I was supposed to sign with 2 NHL teams. But at that time, 25 was almost too old to play in NHL. That's when I ended up going to Europe and playing professional hockey in Switzerland for a couple of years, and that's where Billy was born over there. So, but it was a lot of fun.
Sounds great. Thanks.
All right, I like it.
Actually, the connection was Sarah Almquist, one of our teachers here at the Academy. Her fiance is Billy Schneider, so kind of put it together. We like to bring in anyone that's hockey related, so it just made perfect sense to obviously bring in someone like Buzz Schneider and then his son. It's a pretty unique experience. We started 3 years ago with 7 kids. Like I said, when we opened our doors, I was there and I had all 7, and now, like I said, we have over just around 140 kids. So it's a wonderful learning environment for the kids, but also making sure that they're concentrating on their beloved sport, which is hockey.